Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, the reason we are failing to dissolve the fear from our lives is because we are being part of the crooked journey. Crooked journey means we are being part of the conditioning journey, and that itself is making us fail to dissolve the fear. You know, the real freedom from the fear is about looking at the root cause of the fear and eliminating the root altogether. But right now, what we're doing is we are conditioning ourselves to dissolve the fear. Now, in life, there are lots of fears, right? Example is fear of public speaking. Let's take that as an example. Fear of public speaking. Now, when you have the fear, you can overcome that fear through training, through consistent work of the public speaking. Yes, in the beginning, your speaking is not, smooth, fluent, but you put yourself in the place and you work on it, and every conscious work is gonna make you, catch yourself what you're good at and what you're lacking, and you can always work on your lacking side, and that will always help you to upgrade in your public speaking. So every time you get better and better, and eventually you feel comfortable. So eventually you'll be not afraid of public speaking. Just like the other fears, fear of the height, fear of loneliness, fear of anything can be overcome through conditioning approach. But that conditioning approach itself is further layers coming in. And this is the thing, no matter how much you condition yourself in the in the world to overcome your fear, there's always a next level of fear waiting for you. Your mind is already creating another level of fear. Okay, I have done this, what's next? And let me overcome that as well. So your mind creates the fear, and you work on that fear, you overcome that fear. There's another level already in you. Just like, making the money as well. No matter how much you make money, you'll always want to make more money. So there's always the next target. And also, when you make money, there's a scare of losing money, the fear of losing. So what you do is you constantly put yourself in make more and more and more. So you're conditioning. So all the, goals can be, achievable, can be done through conditioning work, except one, which is the inner freedom from the fear within. That cannot be done through the conditioning work, because inward freedom from the fear, is about dissolving all conditioning. This is where we need to look into the, root cause of the fear. By the way, all the actions we are putting out to dissolve the fear itself is coming from the place of fear. If you reflect in your life, whatever you're doing, ask yourself, why am I doing? Putting myself in a certain act. You will see that all your action is coming from the place of fear. Even you have achieved so many things, all that success is coming from the fear itself. Basically, the fear of missing out, the fear of uncertainty is making you act to achieve something. Fear makes you achieve something. Fear is, the driving force, which is the egotistical force from the truth point. Yes, fear helps us to, stand, on our feet to make something, but every step is, conditioning us. When we don't realize that, truth is about unconditioning oneself from the conditioning. So, how much you're working on dissolving the fear, and how much you are successful in dissolving the fear. But you also know that after achieving certain level of fear, there's a next level of fear waiting for you, created by your own mind. And now you're working towards it. So it's the never-ending approach of dissolving the fear. But there is a way to dissolve fear for good. This is where we must incorporate, this is where we have to invite ourselves to be part of the self-inquiry practice. Self-inquiry journey is the way to dissolve the mind, dissolving the root that is prolonging the act of fear. That's the ultimate way, my friend. I would say that is the only way to dissolve the fear for good. So you must witness yourself and work on your fear by asking yourself, where is this fear coming from? Whatever fear you're experiencing, ask yourself, where is this fear coming from? Or you can ask yourself, why am I experiencing this fear? Just that. Your why is going to help you to, see the root cause of your fear. And that root itself is your ingrained preference, ingrained belief. Your life is happening from your ingrained mind, which is the belief, preference. And you ask yourself, why are you moving from this preference? Then that why is going to show you the further layers of the mind. You will see lots of fears in you. And you have to go further back on those layers, staying with why. So if you don't know how to trace the mind backward to its root and eliminating the root for good, you ask yourself, why am I experiencing this fear? Again, whatever fear, right, you're experiencing today or already, there in you. Why am I experiencing this fear? So when you ask why, sit with that why, the answer will resurface in your mind because of something, something, something. Now, whatever answer you see first, now you can ask, why is this important on that answer? So, you ask, why I'm experiencing the fear, the answer will resurface. and then ask yourself why on that answer. Then you see another answer, and you again ask yourself why, and that why is gonna give you another answer. So that's the way to go backward. And a backward approach is the way to ultimately dissolve the mind for good. Dissolving the mind means dissolving your fear, because the fear is the byproduct of the mind, byproduct of the experience. All fear comes from the place of experience first. Whatever we go through in life is an experience, isn't it? And that experience always leaves the idea in us as a duality, yes and no on that experience. And we all, only try to prolong the yes, the success part of the experience, pushing away the, failure part of the experience. So we're just moving on, creating the path on the positive side of the experience, pushing over the negative, and that itself is, the act of fear, that we don't want to go through the uncertainty, fear, pain, suffering. So we just hone into the positive result of the experience. And through that, we are already conditioning. From the conditioning, there is a fear, and now we want to dissolve the fear. And to dissolve the fear, we must work on investigating on the fear. So that's the journey. So you can definitely, dissolve your fear, but you have to be, be aware, what are you trying to dissolve? You're trying to dissolve the fear momentarily, momentary freedom, or are you looking for the absolute freedom from the fear for good? And if you're looking for the ultimate freedom, self-inquiry. If you're looking for the, physical freedom, conditioning. So one is the outward journey of conditioning, and one is the inward journey of unconditioning the mind, means dissolving the mind. Okay, I hope this video makes sense. Keep dismantling your mind. If you have been following this journey, I always, remind you with that. Keep going, and your sincere work will not fail you. You will not fail yourself to see the ultimate truth eventually. And seeing the truth is not a, decades and decades of, work. This work is, less than 2 years. This is my own personal experience. It doesn't take that long to dissolve the mind, dissolve the fear from our lives. Dissolving the mind itself is spiritual freedom. Itself is enlightenment, and you can do it. But that this requires a little sincere work, unbiased work. So keep going. Don't stop, especially when you feel bored. When you feel bored, actually it's working. Because this journey is about dissolving the ego, and if you're bored, your ego is feeling bored. Now we have, build up the foundation. Now go further dismantling the mind. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope this makes sense again. Take care for now. See you in the next video. Bye.